Shalom, everyone, and welcome back. Hope you all had a nice Shabbos and a nice weekend. Many people ask me all the time, what does Judaism require or demand of the non-Jewish world? We know that for Jews, we need to keep the 613 commandments. That we know. But does Judaism require that of the non-Jewish world also? For Judaism, is it okay for the non-Jewish world to have various non-Jewish religions, Islam, Christianity, Hinduism, and all these various types of religions? And that's an interesting question. So, what exactly does Judaism demand, and what doesn't it demand? Unlike most other religions of the world, virtually all religions of the world, we do not require that non-Jews adopt Judaism. We don't expect them to. In fact, we don't even really want them to. If a non-Jew comes and wants to convert, we discourage them 3 times because Judaism is very demanding. And Judaism has a lot of rules and regulations, and not everybody is up to it. There's a lot of anti-Semitism in the world. And we don't want to expose non-Jews to those types of things if they are not prepared for it. If, however, a non-Jew truly wants to convert, then we are able to do that, and there's a process by which we do that according to Jewish law. We have to make sure that it's done by an Orthodox rabbi under specific guidelines, and the person has to be well prepared for it through study, through observance and commitment, and eventually, if it's a man, through a circumcision, bris milah, for men and women immersing in a mikvah, a ritual bath, and appearing before a rabbinical court and promising to fulfill the mitzvahs as best as they can. But what does Judaism require of non-Jews who are not interested in converting to Judaism? Well, according to Maimonides, there are 7 laws which were handed down to the children of Noah for all of humanity. And these 7 laws talk about exactly what non-Jews are supposed to do. What are they? They are to believe in one God and not to curse God, not to blaspheme God, or not to worship idols. The others are to be kind to animals, specifically not to tear a limb from a living animal, to establish systems of justice in the world and to act justly and fairly. They are also not to commit adultery, not to kill, and not to steal. All of these are the basic laws of Noah for all of humanity. But what about other religions? Are they not valid? Are they not acceptable? Well, in many cases they are for a non-Jew, not for a Jew. For a Jew, Christianity, Islam, Hinduism, Buddhism, all of these things are not acceptable. They do not fulfill what God wants from Jewish people. God wants Jewish people to observe the Torah and the mitzvahs of the Torah. But for a non-Jew, it can be, under many circumstances, acceptable. For example, Christianity could be acceptable, providing they don't worship idols, which most of the time they don't. They believe in one God. These things can be acceptable, but again, not for a Jew. Islam is actually more pure monotheism, and it would be even more acceptable for a non-Jew, providing, of course, all of the cruelty and the terrorism and all of these types of attitudes towards infidels would be obliterated from them. That would not be acceptable. So the ethical aspect is also extremely important, and non-Jews obviously are part of that, not to kill, not to steal, things like that. So what does Judaism want? Judaism wants that everyone should fulfill what they're supposed to fulfill. Jews fulfill the mitzvahs, non-Jews fulfill the 7 Noahic laws, and everybody should be happy. A person does not have to be a good Christian or go to church or go to a mosque or any of these types of things to enjoy God's good graces. If they fulfill the 7 basic laws of Noah, they're doing fine. And in these days, there are groups which are called the Noachites, which are non-Jewish followers of the 7 laws of Noah, and they have their own worship services, which conform to Jewish law. They learn very often with rabbis furthermore into the laws of Noah, and they have their own ways of observance. They did not need to go to a church or believe in any of the New Testament or any of these types of things. So, Jews, let's be Jewish. Non-Jews, let's be good non-Jews and fulfill the mitzvahs of Noah. And through that, God will be happy with all of us, and God will shower us all with blessings as never before. I'd like to remind everyone that Hanukkah is coming up in about a month. We're very excited to announce that we will be having two very exciting programs for Hanukkah. On the first night of Hanukkah, we'll be at University Town Center, Westfield Mall, lighting the giant menorah over there. We'll be giving out menorah kits and dreidels and chocolate Hanukkah gelt and jelly donuts. And that'll go on from about 5 till about 8 o'clock. We're not having a party this year. We're not having dancing or any of these types of things, unfortunately, because of COVID. But we are inviting you to come by, and you do need to make a reservation with UTC, with Westfield. So contact Westfield, and you can make your reservation for that. We want to make sure we have enough things to give out for every one of you. Also, on the Sunday of Hanukkah, we are going to be renting out the Del Mar Fairgrounds. We're going to have a Hanukkah extravaganza. We're expecting about 1,000 cars. It's a stay-in-your-own-car affair. It's going to be a giant concert with the international superstar Gad Elbaz, who will be performing with his band in a full concert. And it's going to be a terrific day. And we look forward to seeing you all. You're going to need to reserve for it. There's a charge. There are different charges for it, depending on how close to the stage you want to be. But this is an event that San Diego has never seen before. And we're looking forward to it. It's going to be completely safe, and everyone is going to have a ball. So I want to wish you all a good week, a fulfilling week, and we'll see you again on Friday. Shalom.